What's Maybe Baby about? Well, I think it's about making people laugh and perhaps the odd tear, because it is a romantic comedy about two people who are very much in love, but they want something else in their lives. And I guess the theme of it is how sometimes you can want something so much that you forget the value of what you've already got. And what Sam and Lucy want is a baby. And despite this sort of incredibly amusing and energetic bonking schedule and all sorts of alternative remedies, ley lines and all sorts of things, they're not getting one. And so they're having to face the prospect of sort of seeking medical help. But that's not what the film's about. The film's a love story, and they've got lots of other things going on in their lives too. They've got interesting jobs which are reaching crises, and Lucy finds herself tempted elsewhere because she meets this very handsome actor, and there's all sorts of things going on. Because I think when people do have problems in their lives, like Lucy and Sam's problem is this dawning thought that perhaps they're not going to be able to conceive, that doesn't mean that the rest of their lives stop. It's like John Lennon said, life's what happens while you're busy making other plans. So I guess Maybe Baby is as much about the other plans as it is about life. So it's a barrel of laughs and there's a few tears. I always had Hugh Laurie in mind for the leading man. I think he's a brilliant comic actor, and I think that's been well known for many years. You know, he's played leads in big American hit comedies. He's, you know, he's pretty special. The sort of secret that I had, that I've known for a long time, is that I think he's a really great romantic lead as well. He has tremendous heart, and it sort of shines through it. It comes through his eyes and his face. He's a wonderful film actor, and the depth of his emotions, which are played very subtly, the camera loves them. Lucy, the leading lady's character, really has quite a rough journey for part of the film and learns a lot about herself and the people she loves and who thought loved her. And I searched for a long time. I met some wonderful actresses and some terrific reading, but I was never quite absolutely sure. And in fact, we were going to cast really quite a wide net. I had a ticket booked to America. We were going to meet some more actresses in America, British actresses working over there. And then Jolie came, and it was absolutely all over in an hour. She read with Hugh. I turned to the casting director and said, "This is it. We found our Lucy." I know it sounds like a cliche. Hey, we found our Lucy. But it was so clear to all of us. I think even Jolie knew that she was absolutely right. I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful meeting. I won't say audition. I like to say that she really auditioned us because, you know, I'm a first-time director. She's scarcely a first-time movie actress. I mean, she's had a wonderful career. So we cancelled the flight and, you know, obviously didn't want to waste anybody's time, so we cancelled any further auditions, and it was all over in a moment. In fact, I wanted to run downstairs and say, "You got the part," as Jolie left, but Mary Selway, the casting director, said, "No, be cool, that's not how it's done. We still have to negotiate." But I was walking on air that day, I really was.
You know, she's very, very straightforward. She wears her heart on her sleeve. Her emotions are there for everyone to see, and there's something just sort of quite regular about her, I think. A romantic, definitely. Very much in love with her husband, and I think quite lively. She's a great character. I really, really adore her. I mean, I think of all the characters, you know, I've ever played, she was just like terrific. Just from the beginning, it was a very easy working relationship, I felt, with Ben and Hugh. And Ben's not dictatorial in any way. Just sometimes he'd get particular about a line reading, which I liked. I really liked. And I think that having known Hugh a bit did help when we were actually, you know, in scenes together, because there was already established dialogue and we knew each other a bit, so we knew what to say, what not to say. So it all happened really easily.
I play a character called Sam Bell, who is a middle-ranking BBC executive, sort of media guy. That's his day job. His night job, the job of his dreams, is to become a writer. To be a writer. He has written in the past, wrote when he was young, which I'm not, incidentally. But he has become the classic frustrated artist. He has a real problem. He has a problem organising his life so that he has the time to do it, but he's kind of blocked. He's the writer who's in that awful rut. And he reaches a point, his frustration takes him to a point where he will do anything to make that script happen, to make that story come alive. He's desperate. He's desperate to write. All in all, it was a terrific experience working with Ben. He's one of the cleverest people I know, and he's such a kind man. I mean, the atmosphere he made for everyone to work in had a wonderful feeling to it. But also, it's just fun to sort of be in his head for such a long time, because he's very, very funny. He's very, very clever. He sees things. He really does see things in people, and it's things you wouldn't otherwise have noticed. And it's always fun to sort of to hang out in his head. And I was completely thrilled when she agreed to do the part, partly because she's a proper actress, and that was exciting for me because I was feeling not like a proper actor. And I wanted a bit of properness going on. And so did Ben, actually, because it's his first time he's directed a film. And it was lovely to have someone there who'd done it before, knew what they were doing. But I think maybe the greatest thing about acting with Joan, I mean, she's so... she's just very beautiful, and she's very bright and funny, and she has such... sort of command, what's the word? Was the word poise? I think it may be poise. Terrific poise. But the greatest thing of all is that on top of all that, she has this terrific vulnerability. I think, when we were doing these scenes together, it was just sort of it was just heartbreaking. Really, she has this great vulnerability that makes you want to just go, oh, it'll be all right. Which is what I had to do, actually, a lot. There was quite a lot of scenes where I was going, it'll be all right. And they were very easy for that reason, because she has that wonderfully vulnerable quality, which is... I thought she was just completely perfect for the part, much more perfect than me. Well, much more perfect than I would have been in her part, obviously, but also in my own.